Hello everyone. Today's our topic is ECG. ECG, that is electrocardiogram. In case of electrocardiogram, here this particular technique, it is useful to detect whether there is any problem in the heart, working of a heart, functioning of a heart, etc. So in case of electrocardiogram, it is nothing but the potential, a wave potential which is generated by the heart during heartbeat. Now in the form of electric wave, the current passes on the wall of a heart and it can be noticed on a superficial part of a body surface with the help of electrocardiogram. So if electrodes are applied at different parts of the body, that is on the region of a chest, arms, etc., then in a graphical format we can obtain an electrocardiograph. So it is a graphical representation which consists of P wave, QRS complex and T wave. Now first of all, P wave. P wave, it represents the impulse generated by SA node. In the conducting system of a heart, we had studied there is SA node which act as a pacemaker. It help in generation of heartbeat, or heartbeat originate at SA node. Then it passes to AV node, and from AV node it passes to the bundle of His and then Purkinje fiber. Like this, in the form of electric wave, the current, it passes from auricle to ventricle. So there is auricular contraction, then ventricular contraction, and after that relaxation of ventricle. So the same thing, it is indicated with the help of ECG, that is the electrocardiogram. Now in case of P wave, it represents the impulse generated by SA node which cause atrial depolarization, that is it causes contraction of auricle. That is atrial depolarization. The interval PQ represent an atrial contraction. This interval PQ, it is nothing but the interval of atrial contraction and it is about 0.1 second. So during 0.1 second, this atrial contraction completes. Now next is QRS complex. QRS complex, it represents the spread of impulse of contraction from AV node through bundle of His and Purkinje fibers in the wall of ventricle, causing ventricular depolarization. That is, from AV node, the spread of impulse, that is the wave of contraction passes from AV node to bundle of His and then Purkinje fibers, right? So that is why it is causing ventricular depolarization, which results in ventricular contraction. Ventricle, it contract with a great force, and because of that, wave of contraction is generated, and this is nothing but the QRS complex. Now it completes within 0.3 seconds. After that, there is a T wave. Now the T wave, it represents the ventricular relaxation. Ventricle contract with a great force and then it relax. It contract and then it relax. So the ventricular contraction, it is nothing but the T wave. Now here it is a diastole, ventricular diastole, that is called as relaxation. The T wave is broadest and completed in 0.2 seconds. Thus in the ECG, the depolarization, that is the contraction, systole, and repolarization, that is called as a relaxation, right? That is a relaxation, that is a diastole, and it is indicated by PQRST, that is contraction, depolarization, that is systole, relaxation, diastole, that is the repolarization, and depolarization, that is the systole. So PQRST, it represents complete entire heartbeat. The P, R and T waves. Now again we can see this graph ECG. P, R and T waves. These are above the baseline. This is the baseline of a ECG. So these three waves, they are present above the baseline. That's why they are called as positive waves. And the wave Q and S, it is present below the baseline. That's why they are called as negative waves. So these three are positive waves and these two are negative waves. Next point is importance of ECG. Now the ECG, it is useful to detect abnormality in the working of a heart. That is, it is related to the coronary artery disease or any blockage in the blood vessel. Cardiomyopathy, that is any muscular deformation is there, weakness in the muscle of heart. Coronary thrombosis, angina pectoris and congenital heart defects. So all these different types of heart diseases, these are indicated by ECG. So if there is any abnormality in the ECG, it is detected with the help of this particular ECG. So we come to know about this particular diseases in advance. Now this is a normal ECG, we know P, Q, R, S, T wave, this pause and again next heartbeat completes and it continues. If the heartbeat is in this proper sequence and in this proper period of a time, then the person is having normal functioning of a heart. But in case of abnormal ECG, what happened? This whatever QRS, there are many times this peaks are there, or this ST, this whatever curve is there, it is inverted or it is opposite or the sequence is improper. That means it indicates that ECG is abnormal. Now there are some disorders related to the heart. So there are disorders related to blood vascular system, we can say. The first one is called as a hypertension. Now hypertension, you know the terms, hyper means more, excess, and hypo means less. This we know, basic terms. Now in case of hypertension, it is nothing but the high blood pressure. The blood pressure is very high. And what is the blood pressure? It is about 140 by 90 mmHg. Previously in this topic we had studied the normal range of blood pressure. It is about 120 by 80 mmHg. Right. But if blood pressure increases beyond this normal level, that is it is 140 by 90 mmHg, then it is called as high blood pressure. Now this high blood pressure, it is also described as a silent killer because of this high blood pressure, later on it lead to different heart related problems and finally it may lead to heart attack. That's why proper precaution should be taken in case of this high blood pressure. Now there are different factors which are responsible for high blood pressure. These are arteriosclerosis, atherosclerosis, obesity, emotional stress, alcoholism, smoking, and effect of certain hormones or maybe hormonal imbalance in the body. The excessive high blood pressure, that is hypertension, which is about 220 by 120 mmHg, means it is too much excess blood pressure. And if the blood pressure increases this much, then it lead to or it may cause several complications such as paralysis, kidney and the brain stroke, maybe kidney failure, brain stroke, etc., and rupture of blood vessel of eyes. That's why blood pressure should not increase up to this much level, which is fatal also, causing death. Now next disorder, that is called as coronary artery disease, or it is called as CAD. Now coronary artery disease, it is caused by atherosclerosis. atherosclerosis. Here also we had discussed atherosclerosis. Now what is mean by atherosclerosis actually? So it is nothing but blocking of a artery due to deposition of a cholesterol. We had studied the structure of artery, structure of vein and all that we had studied. So if this is a lumen of a artery naturally, then here there is a accumulation of cholesterol, the plaque formation and all that, and because of this the lumen of artery decreases and it flow less blood. That's why there is more pressure on the heart to pump blood. So here there is a deposition of cholesterol. Now because of this it lead to damage of a heart muscles by obstruction of a blood supply. It may lead to angina pectoris or myocardial infarction, which is heart attack. Now next disorder we have to discuss, that is called as angina pectoris. Now angina pectoris, it is characterized by pain in the chest, neck, lower jaw, left arm and left shoulder. Now this pain or this may be because of heavy exercise, maybe stress and all that, and during this heart demands more oxygen. In case of the people above the age of 40, generally they are suffering from angina pectoris. That is the heart muscles, they demand more oxygen, and as there is a lack of oxygen, the chest pain and all that, these problems are there. So this can be recovered by taking proper rest, but it is the warning of heart attack. So proper care should be taken, proper medication should be taken because of this alarm or the pre-sign of heart attack. Now last is heart failure. It is the failure of a heart to pump blood due to progressive weakening of a heart muscle. Heart muscle, cardiac muscle, because of lack of oxygen, because of so many other changes, degeneration takes place, and because of this the heart muscles, they fail to pump the blood, and due to which there is heart failure, that is completely heart attack, and person dies in this. Now next point we are going to study, last point from the topic circulation, that is called as lymphatic system. We had studied circulatory system, it consists of blood and blood vessels. So lymphatic system, it is parallel to the blood vascular system. Lymphatic system, it consists of lymph, then lymphatic capillaries, lymphatic vessels and lymph nodes. Now lymph is nothing but it is same like blood, but it is a colorless fluid connective tissue. It is colorless because RBCs are absent. Then the leukocytes are there. It is the tissue fluid and it is slowly drains into the lymphatic capillaries from the intercellular spaces. Now it is having very less proteins, calcium and phosphorus than blood. It transfers nutrient from blood to the tissue and returns waste from tissues to the blood. So it acts as a middleman. That means between the tissues and blood, the lymphatic system is there for exchange. Now lymphatic capillaries. These are very thin walled vessels, blind at one end and are interwoven with the blood capillaries. Means in the network of blood capillaries, the lymph capillaries are also there. They are wider than the blood capillaries and are lined by endothelium. Next one is lymphatic vessels. Same as we had studied capillaries, they unite and reunite and then they form the blood vessels. Now here lymphatic capillaries, they unite to form lymphatic vessels. They have thinner walls and numerous valves to prevent backflow of a blood. So in the lymphatic vessel, valves are present. We had studied artery and vein. In arteries, valves are absent, and in veins, valves are present. In the same way, in lymphatic vessels also, valves are present to avoid backflow of blood. Now there are two main lymphatic ducts, that is called as a thoracic duct and the right lymphatic duct. So this thoracic duct, that is, it receives the lymph from entire body except the right side of the head, neck, thorax and the right arm. Then this lymphatic vessels coming from the intestine give milky appearance as they contain absorbed fats. Hence they are called as lacteals. So lacteals means they are having absorbed fat. That's why they are milky white in color. It extends upward in front of the vertebral column and opens into the left subclavian vein. Now, right lymphatic duct. It is shorter duct. It receives lymph from right side of the body, head, neck, thorax and the right arm. It finally opens into the right subclavian vein. So the left subclavian vein and right subclavian vein, in which all these lymph vessels they open. Now lymph nodes. Lymph nodes occurs at intervals. In the course of lymph vessels, they are masses of reticular tissue wrapped in a capsule of fibrous tissue. They contain lymphocytes, plasma cells and fixed macrophages. They lie in the neck region, axilla, thorax, abdomen, groin, and they are maximum in numbers in the armpit and groin. Lymph nodes have inner border called hilum and number of partitions called as trabeculae. So this lymph nodes basically they are present in this many regions, different parts of the body, and lymph is filtered through a lymph nodes. They are the sites of formation of lymphocytes which form antibodies to provide immunity. They also destroy cancer cells. Macrophages we had studied in animal tissue, that is macrophages, they act as a scavenger. They go to the region of a cell debris, tissue damage and they eat the worn out and dead cells. So like this they help in clearing the infection and help in immunity. Now functions of lymphatic system. Lymphatic system, it maintains blood volume and osmotic concentration of a blood. So as from the tissue fluid, the lymph, it is drained into the blood capillary. That's why it maintains the blood volume. Lacteals we had studied. Lacteals can absorb fats from intestine and conduct them into blood. So fat from the intestine, it is carried out into the blood with the help of this lymphatic system. Lymph carries carbon dioxide and nitrogenous waste from tissues to the blood. Lymph nodes produce lymphocytes and antibodies. So lymphocytes as well as antibodies are produced with the help of lymphatic system. They filter out cell debris from the lymph. That is, we had discussed just now, macrophages and all that. They act as a scavenger. And they destroy pathogen bacteria by phagocytosis. Phagocytosis means they engulf or they eat the bacteria. So this is about the functions of lymphatic system.